up, folks? Welcome to Sonofdel's live vlog on this Sunday the 12th of March. It's been 2 weeks since I did my last vlog. Not been doing a lot, but we have been out a couple of times to Costa, which you'll see further on this video. A couple of little trips. I've not been 100% today, and there's more about that later, which is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about anxiety today. That's going to be my final word today. I've also got an unboxing of a Jigsaw for March 2023 from Gibsons, the 1,000-piece Jigsaw subscription, and I've also got a book review of the second Mark Billingham Tom Thorne novel called Scaredy. All that later. Coming up first, I have got I've got my unboxing of my Jigsaw. Right, here we go. One Gibsons Jigsaw box. I particularly like this Jigsaw because I like nostalgic Jigsaws. I like Jigsaws that basically have got a bit to them. I don't want just a boring like a cottage with flowers on and stuff. Now this one's called Village News. And what I like about it is it shows all different cultures and everything. If you have a look at it really closely, if I do that, you might be able to see it properly. It might zoom in, I'm not sure. You've got all the different cultures and everything and on it, and it's a great picture. It really is. It basically shows you what a traditional news agent is, really. I mean, everything that's on there is in a news agent. Again, it's 1,000-piece. It's Village News. The artist is Tony Ryan, and it's a People and Planet Jigsaw, which means, first of all, there's no plastic packaging on it, so you haven't got to worry about taking cellophane off. It's not bad for the planet. Everything that comes in is recyclable or recycled. Even the actual pieces inside are done from recycled board, so it is better for the planet. It is an environmentally friendly Jigsaw. Anybody interested in the Gibsons Jigsaw subscription service, I'll put the link to it underneath my vlog as usual. It works out about £16.99 a month, I think, and it's a 1,000-piece Jigsaw, and they do throw in a lot of freebies, as you've seen if you've watched my other vlogs. I've had books, I've had cards, I've had limited edition ornaments, jigsaws and all sorts of stuff. But that is in my Gibsons Jigsaw puzzle subscription for March 2023, and it is Village News by Tony Ryan. Now, since I last spoke to you, we've had quite a bit of stuff happening in the house, actually. It's been a bit strange. It's been a bit one of those kind of, wow, don't stop, things will happen. Now, when I last spoke to you, I think I told you about my washing machine and the fact that the insurance company, I was waiting for them to get back to me. Well, there's been a bit of a saga about that, actually. When they first got back to me, now bear in mind, we were insured with them and the policy was new for old. Now, our washing machine couldn't be repaired. The engineer said that. He said there's no way they can get the parts. So they said it was going to be, I was going to be able to have it, cannot be replaced, cannot be fixed thing. Anyway, they sent me an email and he said, we're offering you this washing machine. It's £350. You've got put £202 to it plus delivery. And I thought, hey, hang on, we're insured. Why have we got to put money towards a washing machine if you aren't, did something not right here? So I wrote one back and I said, I'm a bit confused here. I thought it was a new for old policy, which means you've got to supply us with a new washing machine. We shouldn't have to put anything to it. Anyway, they sent me another email offering me a washing machine completely free of charge, and it was absolutely garbage. And what I mean by garbage is it wasn't even on their website. It was that dated, that old, that bad for the environment, that noisy, and everything about it was just terrible. And they were offering us that one for free, like. And I said, no, still not happy about that. What we want to do, we want to buy a more modern machine. Is there anything you do about putting cash towards something? Anyway, this really, really nice guy got in touch with me called Lewis, and he said what they did, they offered a financial sort of compensation, if you like. Now, that washing machine would have cost them 250 notes. That's how cheap it was. So what they would do, they would put £250 in my bank towards another washing machine. So we went online and I went through all my survey companies and all the places where I can get Amazon vouchers. We put them all together, and with the 250 off them as well, we only had to put £20 to it. And we've ended up with a brand new Hoover, energy efficient Wi-Fi washing machine. Now, our very, very good friends, Dan and Steve, who are my next door neighbour, Shell and Tony, they are Shell's brother and dad, and they actually put the washing machine in for us. They basically unpacked it all and plumbed it in. My wife was going to have a go at plumbing it in, but we haven't got any tools in this house. We don't really do tools in DIY. And obviously, when the hose was attached, not the hose, the outlet pipe was attached to the washing machine, it was really tightened. Well, we hadn't got anything that could untighten it, so they came down and they installed it for us, which was brilliant. It's only been in 2 days, the washing machine has, and we've already done about 6 lots of washing because we went nearly 8 weeks without being able to do any washing at all. We haven't been able to do anything. There's only a little bit of hand washing, that's all we've been able to do. So that was a bit of a farce. Now, one thing that's really, really funny that happened today, actually. Now, for a while, my wife, she applied for a provisional driving licence a few years back, and she got one because she's starting driving later this year, the car that's outside. And she knew that it had expired, so she tried to find it about 6, 7, 8 weeks ago now. Couldn't find it anywhere. We tipped the house upside down. We have looked absolutely everywhere for this driving licence, this provisional thing. Couldn't find it anywhere, so Deb's, we've had to get in touch with the DVLA and get in touch and say, what do we do? Because yes, there is a licence, but we can't find it, blah, blah, blah. They said you need this certain form, D1 or something or other. So we go out, we get the form, we've got it all back here. This morning, my wife decides to go in her purse, bear in mind, that she's got with her nearly every time we go out, and what's at the back of one of the cards? Her driving licence. We have tipped this house upside down. We've gone into drawers, in folders, in every envelope that we could possibly think that it could be in. We've gone through identification papers, the lot, and it ended up being in her purse. Don't ask. I've done something similar myself, but not quite to that standard. Now, like I said, it's been a quiet couple of weeks. We've had snow, believe it or not. We've had snow in Blackpool, and I don't just mean a little flurry. I mean, it was about a good 1.5, 2 inches deep at one point, which is complete blizzard to Blackpool, trust me. And we've had really, really cold weather as well. Now, our company, Shell Energy, got in touch with me about a week and a half ago, and they sent me a really nice email. Now, I don't know if many energy companies are doing this. They sent me an email and they said they know that I get a £150 payment towards my bill because I'm disabled, and I get a sort of like a warm weather payment at the end of March. And they've said that what they are actually doing to help people out in this tough time is they're giving us an extra £150 off as well. Now, I don't know if any other energy companies are doing that. If your energy company's doing it, just message underneath or something just to let me know, because I can't think of many that'll do it. I can't see British Gas doing it, let's put it that way. And I know that they are really, really expensive. Now, we've got a lady just down the road from us who lives on her own. She's called Shirley. She's 87 and she lives in a house just on her own with 2 cats. And she says her electricity and gas that they charge her is £600 a month just for a 3-bedroomed house. Now, I think there's something not quite right there. She needs to do something about that, because that doesn't sound good to me. That doesn't. But yeah, like I say, I haven't done much. I haven't done any jigsaws. I started my James Bond jigsaw about, it must be close on 10 days ago now, but it's been that cold in my kitchen. I haven't actually been able to finish it because it's been so cold. I haven't been able to find my fingers. With me having CMT as well, the cold really affects your hands and your feet, and it makes it like your fingers are like claws. You can't actually pick anything up with them. And I haven't been able to do my jigsaws, which is dead frustrating because I've got so many jigsaws to do, and I love doing jigsaws, but I just haven't been able to do them. But yeah, like I say, it's been a quiet couple of weeks. I've been doing a lot more gaming on my phone. I've been playing a lot of tycoon games. I like tycoon games because you can just do them for 5 minutes in the day, and then you don't even have to worry about them for another day. You've not just got to. You can sit on them. Don't get me wrong. You can sit on them and wait. Or you can do what I do. Go on for 10, 15 minutes, and then literally that's it. Then I don't need to do anything until the following day. And I like those sort of games. I don't want ones that are literally, you're just going to sit on it and sit on it and sit on it and sit on it. You could be there for bloody hours and hours and hours on end. Now, just before I go into my book review, I just wanted to talk about the fortunes of my football club, Liverpool FC. Mixed fortunes, completely mixed fortunes. Obviously last Sunday, they had an absolutely red letter day because they beat Manchester United 7-0, which was an absolute result out of the blue. It's a freak result. They didn't deserve win 7-0, particularly in the first half. Thought Man United played better than us, but they didn't put away their chances, and we had about 8 chances and scored 7. Now, when we'd won 7-0, I knew we were playing Bournemouth this weekend, and I actually said we would lose. Because, one, Bournemouth are fighting for survival. Now, the worst teams to play are the ones fighting for survival, because they will play better than any team that you've played so far this season. They will literally play, because they're trying to stay in the Premier League. It's worth a lot of money to them. It's worth a lot of money to the team, the club, the players, the owners, you know, and the players don't really want to be in the Championship. They want to be in the Premier League. So I said we'd lose, and we lost 1-0, and we played dire, to be perfectly honest with you. We played absolutely chronic. Mo Salah missed a penalty, and as soon as he missed a penalty, I said, that's it, it's not our day. We are going to lose that. And we did. And the worrying thing is, later this week, we're on Sunday now, I think it's 2 or 3 days' time, we've got Real Madrid in the Champions League, and we're already 5-2 down from the first leg. And I predict about 5 or 6-0 to Real Madrid, I do. I don't know if that's going to come true, but I predict that. But anyway, coming up, I've got my Mark Billingham book, Scaredy Cat, and it's the Tom Thorne novel, book 2. Right, you remember in my last vlog I did a review of a book called Sleepyhead by Mick Billingham, and it was obviously the Tom Thorne book 1, and I really enjoyed it. Because you didn't find out who the killer was till right at the end. The difference between that and this book is you find out who the killer is right at the beginning. But this is the brilliant thing about it, actually. It's what I love. There's 2 of them, but one of them hasn't been seen for like 15 years. So nobody knows what he looks like, what his identity is, anything. It could be anything in this book. It could be a policeman, it could be a teacher, it could be an MP, it could be a lawyer, it could be a forensic surgeon, it could be anything. Everybody is a suspect in it, and you don't find out who it is until right near the end. Even though you know who the killer is at the start, you know exactly who he was, but you don't know who he is now. Now, if you add into this mix an affair between two police people, and one of them turns out to be a bloody cocaine addict. Now, these are all things that he throws in, and it makes the story really, really go from page to page. You don't want to put it down. I like these books. These books are getting me gripped, really getting me gripped. And I would give that one 8 out of 10, definitely. It's a really, really good read. There's a lot of suspense in it. There's a lot of killings in it. There's a lot of deep stuff as well. I mean, what I love about it is it doesn't just focus on the detective and how brilliant he is and he'll solve every crime and all that. It shows how vulnerable he is. It shows how he can get things wrong and how he can make mistakes. And you don't often see that in these sort of cop things. It's usually the copper who's, oh, I can do anything, I'll do it all, you know, like Hercule Poirot, I'll figure it out in the end. Sometimes he needs help from other people. He needs coincidences. You know, he needs things that he wasn't expecting to happen suddenly fall into place, and wow, bang, you know, I've got it. But yeah, Mark Billingham is a fantastic author. If you ever get a chance, they're the Tom Thorne books, and I've only read 2. Well, I've read 3 so far, actually, 1, 2 and 5. Because I read 5 by accident, because I didn't know it was one of a set. I only bought it on a whim from the works when my wife was buying 3 for £6. She'd only got 2 and I found a third, and I just saw this book called Lifeless by Mark Billingham, and I thought, well, I'll give that a bash, never realising it was book 5 out of 20, I think it is now. But I'm looking forward to the 3rd one. Now, I have started reading another book, but this one is totally different than anything I've read for a long time, and it's called The Age of Bowie. Now, anybody again who knows me knows I absolutely loved David Bowie, still do to this day. Got most of his CDs, I've got lots of his stuff, I've got limited edition stamps and all sorts of stuff. You know, to me, he was absolute genius. I don't care, I know people use that word too much these days, but he was a genius because he could do anything from music, dance, film, TV. He could do everything. He was brilliant. He was a fashion icon. He never stopped becoming who he was. He literally started off as David Jones, I think his name was, Davy Jones, and he changed all the way through, and all the different identities he had, from the Thin White Duke and Ziggy Stardust, you know, all the way through. And I've got most of his albums from David Bowie, which were, I think he brought out 3 David Bowie albums, all called David Bowie, as if they were going to be his debut, all the way to his final album, which was Black Star, which was, yeah, it's quite dramatic, that one is. But I will do a full review of the book when I next do another vlog in a fortnight, because I'll have finished it by then. I'm about halfway through now. Anyway, coming up, I've just got to show you my couple of visits to Costa, and then it's the final word, and the final word today is anxiety. Right, still sitting here in Costa, just chilling out and vegging. There's the main road. That's where we've just been there. The big Lidl. All excitement, like I said. Got a bit more information about the insurance company, but I'll do that on a little bit later on, because it's more than what will fit on here. Sorry? Yeah, it's a little bit noisy in here, and I feel actually a bit out-what's-it, because there's 3 men and there's about 30 women in Costa at the moment. I feel a bit, yeah, very much outnumbered. If an argument breaks out, I'm out the door, mate. Bye for now. Yeah, here we are in Costa, just around the corner from where we live, and we just thought we'd have a latte. And what's good about this is we're trying their new ultimate blend, which is I think it's like a milk type thing. And it's a milk alternative, and they're actually doing it, in case you're interested, in Costa's from March the 2nd till May the 5th, I think it said, completely free. So you can add it to your coffee. You can add it to your coffee, and it won't cost you any more to try the ultimate blend, which is a vegan alternative. And it's great, obviously, if you're lactose intolerant, so that's even better. But yeah, here we are. We're sitting in Costa. Yes, there's Deb, look, smiling as ever, look, nice and cheerful and joyous. We've just been to Lidl. It's all excitement in my life, I tell you. And of course we set out because we wanted to get milk and bread. We've done the shopping in Lidl, and what have we done? We forgot the milk and bread. Everything but what we like. Anyway, that's it, I'll do a bit more later. Well, here I am in Costa again. It's a week and a bit later. I'm not feeling brilliant today, so just decided to have a quick clean up and then come out for a coffee. Just going to have a nice latte. Yeah, just chilling really. I just need to get out. I was feeling a bit low. That's what I'll be talking about actually a bit later on, about moods and stuff, so that's on the vlog later. I've got 2 of these Costa videos because we did the same thing about 8 days ago, but we just decided to do it again today, so. Cheers, man. Now, the word anxiety is used a lot, and I didn't used to know the full impact of anxiety until I started suffering with it a few years back. And what happened is everything was getting on top of me. I was feeling really, really low, down, depressed, out of it completely, and I went to see a doctor. Well, he wasn't a doctor actually, he was a medical, some medical guy down at my GP place. Yeah, I went to see this guy called Martin, and I went in there to talk to him, but within a couple of minutes I was an absolute mess. I was all over the place. I had tears absolutely flooding down me. Everything I had burdening me was coming out, and he recommended I saw somebody, and I did. Now, they didn't help me whatsoever. They really didn't, because they had me doing really, really stupid things. Some of the things they told me to do were absolutely demented. I mean, I had a piece of paper with them on. I wish I'd still got it actually. And some of the advice was run up and down stairs until you start getting pains in your chest. Stand on one leg and close your eyes and see how long it takes you to fall over. Sit on a chair and spin it round until you feel like you're going to be sick. And I was thinking, hang on, this is supposed to be helping me, not hindering me. And I can't run up and down stairs if I try. I get knackered walking up them. So anyway, in the end I said, look, I can't go down this avenue. It's stupid because of my disabilities and stuff. I haven't got a chance of doing half of this. So we went down the wellness route. Well, after a few weeks, they get rid of you. They literally say, look, we can't do any more for you, gone. And I had to start managing my own anxiety. Now, it's not easy, it really isn't, because anxiety isn't one of these things where, oh yeah, I feel anxious, I'll take a pill, like an headache or a backache or something, you know, take a pill and then a couple of hours later you're brilliant. It can hit you any time, and it can affect you in lots of different ways. I've had different ways where I've woke up and I've felt so low and so out of it that I've not wanted to be here. You know, I've just thought, right, what's the point? I just might as well not be here, I'm gone. And I've had other days where I can't be around people. If anybody comes in the house, I've got to go into another room. I can't stay in the room with them. You know, and my wife has learned to recognise these signs of anxiety and behave accordingly. She doesn't press me. She doesn't pressure me. If she says to me in the morning, you know, do you want to go downtown? And I say, no, I'm not really up to it. She won't give me like a load of grief and say, why don't you want to go downtown? She'll understand. You know, and I've got an understanding family as well. My sister Paula, she messages me nearly every day, and if she rings and I don't answer the phone, she knows that if I don't ring her back soon or send her a message soon, then I'm having a bad day, and she just leaves me alone till the following day. Now, again, anxiety. I've had it before where we've been downtown and I'm walking around and I'm doing absolutely fine. Then we come to a shop and I look in the shop and see how many people are in there. And I can't go in. I cannot go in that shop because I can see all those people, and when I go in, from the minute I step in, the shop's closing in on me. Everything's closing in on me. People are closing in on me. And I've come out before where literally I've been like panicking, sweating, and I need to get out of here. I want to jump through a window. And I hate being like that because for years and years and years I never suffered with anxiety. I never had any problems with anything like that. I mean, when I was 13, 14, I tried to take my own life, but that was because I was being bullied at school and I just thought life was pointless. Obviously, I learned that wasn't the case, but back when I was 13, 14, I would have done anything just to kill myself. I would, and I'll admit that on screen. I was suicidal, and the only thing that stopped me from being suicidal was I was worried who would find me and what it would do to them. I was more concerned about them than I was for myself, because I knew that if my mum had found me, it would have devastated it. Same with my sisters, you know. So I sort of chickened out, but not for me. For me, I'd have done it no problem. I'd have just done it there and then. I'd have took an overdose or whatever. You know, I even thought about slitting my wrists. And I'll talk about it openly because I know a lot of people out there suffer with anxiety and depression, and it can be a massive weight on your shoulders. Now, yes, I am lucky because I've got a supporting family, I've got a supporting wife, I've got supporting friends, and that is more than any medication can do. Because medication, yes, it can take the edge off. I mean, I'll be honest, I take a thing called mirtazapine, and I've been taking it for some years now. And it does keep me on an even kilter. But even with that, I still have days where I just can't see the point. I don't know why I'm here or what's the point of me being here. Would people be better off if I wasn't here? You know, and I don't have them very often, but when I do have them, they can be very overwhelming and it can feel like the world is crushing you down. Now, I woke up this morning and I came downstairs and I knew I was having a bad day. I knew I was having a bad day. I couldn't concentrate and focus on anything. I was all over the place. And my wife said to me, did I want to go for a Costa and a walk just to, you know, get some fresh air? And I said no at first. And then I sat there thinking for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and I thought, no, this isn't fair. This isn't fair on Deb, and it isn't fair on me. If I'm feeling like this, go for a walk, get some fresh air, get a Costa, go across Lidl, do a little bit of shopping, do something that keeps your mind occupied, distracts you for a bit. And I'm glad I did, because I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. I was having a bad day and it cheered me up. And I always do a check-in when I'm at Costa, and I did a check-in on Facebook. And a couple of people have posted and liked the fact that I put that I was having a really low day. I don't like having low days because I'm usually a sort of quite funny, bubbly sort of, hey Jace, you know, he'll cheer us up sort of thing. But even I have really, really bad days where I just think, no, nothing's worth it. I'm not worth it. What, you know, what's the point? So for all those people who are out there and they're going through this sort of thing, this anxiety and depression, I understand what you're going through. I really do. I have been diagnosed with depression before, mild depression. That was when I was feeling really bad, and the first thing they asked me was I suicidal? Well, I wasn't suicidal, but I did say to them, when I had dreams, I used to have nightmares, and I used to literally throw my arms and kick my feet out, and I've literally cleared my bedside cabinet before now. I've just smashed it all onto the floor while I've been in my sleep. You know, I've kicked out. I've literally had absolute kicking fits in the middle of my sleep when I've been in a really bad one. So yeah, in some ways I understand what people are going through when they say they suffer with anxiety and depression, and it's a massive thing. And the amount of people who think that depression and anxiety can be solved by just, you know, oh, cheer up, and oh, this, you've got to look on the bright side and all this. You can't always do that. When you're suffering with anxiety and depression, there isn't a bright side to look on. You've got to really, really, really look hard to find it. And too many people, they see anxiety and depression as being something that, oh, you must be mad. You know, you're mad, you're mental and all this kind of thing. It's nothing to do with being mental. It's the state of mind that you're in at the time. And you can't help it. Like I said, I can get up and feel absolutely brilliant. Sit down for a couple of hours and then boom, it hits you like a cloud of rain. You're just suddenly sitting there, and then for the next minute you just feel as if the sky's gone black and it's thunder and lightning outside. Even though it's blue sky, you feel inside like it's the worst day possible. I once described it as like being in a lift, and you've got in the lift and you press the lift buttons to go down, but the lift doors are shut and you're stuck. You can't go up, you can't go down, you can't go left, right, you are stuck. Now obviously the beauty of that is if you're stuck in a lift, eventually the doors will open. You will be rescued. But when you suffer with anxiety and depression, you're not sure that's going to happen. You know, you need to, small things, not massive things, small things. Read a book, talk to somebody. You know, there must be somebody that you can talk to. Now, I'm a member of a group, I've told you before about this, called Let's Speak Men's Mental Health, and it's a fantastic group. Link underneath again, link underneath my vlog. Friends of mine are members of it, and I've seen some of the stories on there which make me look as if I'm a wimp, to be perfectly honest with you. Some of their stories are absolutely heartbreaking. But I've been through divorce, I've been through physical abuse, I've been through mental abuse, I've been through addiction. I was a gambling addict for a few years. I really was. I could spend £100 in an hour, no problem, on fruit machines. I was terrible for it. So I've been on the dark side of things. Some of my poetry, if you look at my poetry, some of my poetry is so dark that I've actually had people send me messages saying, "Are you okay? I saw your latest poem." When I used to write, I used to write from me, what I was feeling and how bad I felt or how good I felt. Then I started getting empathetic to people and situations. And now when I mostly write poetry, if it's dark poetry, it's not about me per se. It's about how I see what is happening and how I interpret it in my words. Like I said, some of my poems are so dark. They really are. I've read some of them back myself and I can't believe that I've written it. I'm looking and thinking, I didn't write that, but I did. My name's at the bottom of it, you know, so I know. And I've written poems, everything from about suicide and abuse to car crashes to everything you can possibly think of, to even being diagnosed early with a serious illness when you're young, you know. And yet I haven't, you know, yes, I've got an illness, but it's not a serious illness as such. It's not a serious, it's called CMT, and it stands for Charcot Married Tooth. And what I say it stands for is Charcot Married Tooth. What it doesn't stand for is can't manage this. That's what I tell myself, because if I say I can't manage something, I know that I'm giving into my CMT. I'll try, don't get me wrong, there are certain things I can't do. I can't stretch up to grab hold of things, and I can't bend down properly without nearly falling on my ass. And I'm not going to start carrying like washing machines or tumble dryers or anything like that. But most things I will try to still be able to do, because I don't want it to stand for can't manage this. I don't want it to stand for that. Anyway, on that note, I have talked your legs off again. Next time I'll have a book review, I'll have a jigsaw, I'll have more talking, and hopefully, fingers crossed, because it's 2 weeks away, I should have my Depeche Mode limited edition Memento Mori stuff that my wife's bought me for my anniversary. It's our 9-year anniversary on the 25th of March. That's gone quick. but we've been together 23 years. Anyway, you all take care. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Quick added. I forgot to tell you, by the way, next door, Tony, his mum Janet, she came over late yesterday. I forgot to tell you about this. This is to do with jigsaws. And she told me that she got this jigsaw for me that her fella had given her. And she said she doesn't do jigsaws, so she bought it for me to do. And it's absolutely brilliant. Look at this. Look at that for a tasty jigsaw. It's a 1,000-piece jigsaw, and it's all donuts. It's called Delightful Donuts, age 14 plus, and as you can see, it's so colourful. I am well looking forward to doing that. So this is a thank you really to Janet for bringing it for me. That's a little extra, by the way. I forgot to mention that when I was doing my vlog. Brilliant, eh?